about the world we live in. And this ignorance is reflected that we, the people of the United States, don't know what's going on in our name. Have you read the March 2006 National Security Strategy of the United States? You say you're against the war in Iran. You say you don't want to go to war in Iran. You say you want to do something about it. Well, the first thing to do about it is find out what the Bush administration intends to do. There's a hell of a lot of talk going on right now, excuse my language, a heck of a lot of talk going on right now about the fact that the Bush administration isn't really going to go to war with Iran. You see, they're not. They can't. Things are going bad in Iraq. I love it when I hear people say, man, the military's overstretched. I look at their collars looking for the stars that are on there, because obviously these are generals sitting in the Pentagon around the table making the plans. But when I see the average American saying, making that, we can't go to war in Iran, we're overstretched, the military's overstretched. Wow. Tell that to the military planners in the Pentagon who are right now drawing up the plans to attack Iran as we speak. You see, the military planners don't respond to the man or woman in the street saying, we can't go to war, we're overstretched. They respond to the orders given to them by the National Command Authority, orders which are directly related to the national security strategy positioning of the United States put forward by the March 2006 document that lists Iran no fewer than 13 times as representing the #1 threat to the national security of the United States of America. Now, when you list a nation 13 times as representing the #1 threat to the national security of the United States of America, and in that same document, you say the way we deal with these threats is preemptive military action to achieve regime change. Ask yourselves, what does the Bush administration intend to do with Iran? I tell you what they intend to do, that which they have said they are going to do. They are going to militarily confront Iran for the purpose of achieving regime change in order to bring about regional transformation in the Middle East so that the United States economically, politically, diplomatically, and militarily dominates a region that has been designated as being of strategic interest to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going to happen. Now you can sit here and say, well, that's a Republican strategy, Mr. Ritter, and now we've got Democrats in Congress, and they're not going to allow this to happen. Really? Have you examined the Democratic Party's position on Iran? You will find that there is very little that separates the Democrats from the Republicans on the issue of Iran. Just take a look at the most recent hearing where Robert Gates was being confirmed as the future Defense Secretary of the United States of America. And our wonderful Democratic senators asked such fantastically probing questions as, do you believe Iran is pursuing a nuclear weapons program? And Mr. Gates said, yes. And everyone, oh, okay. So what they've done in asking that question, receiving that answer, and failing to follow up with the obvious follow-up question, why do you believe this? Isn't that an obvious follow-up? Especially if you're a senator mandated by the Constitution of the United States of America to conduct oversight. I mean, you know, they aren't having these hearings for fun. These are like constitutionally mandated activities. It's part of the concept of representing the will of the people. So now we had a national election where we said, hey, we're a little concerned about this thing called preemptive war. It didn't go well in Iraq. We might not like it when it goes on in Iran. Hey, Senator, could you ask a probing question, please? Do you believe Iran is developing nuclear weapons? Yes. Thank you. Next question, please. What perception does that leave? A perception is parroted over and over again by an all too compliant media. It's going to replay that soundbite over and over and over again until the American public tuned into the television has no chance to believe anything other than Iran has a nuclear weapon. Well, Mr. Mark Hill and all those others out there, I'm here to tell you they don't have a nuclear weapon. And that ain't my crystal ball speaking. That's the crystal ball of the international inspectors mandated by the International Atomic Energy Agency who have clawed through every square inch of Iran's nuclear program and come back with a finding that says there is no evidence whatsoever to sustain the allegation that Iran is pursuing a nuclear weapons program. Now this was dismissed by a lot of red-blooded Americans who said, that's just the UN, them world government people talking, we can't trust them. Well hell, I'll tell you what, the CIA just came out with